first of all, which direction are you taking? Like, are you
I'm just gonna draft the BPA. That's my plan. Best player available.
are
Don't care
you
if
are
any.
you contending or are you
No,
rebuilding?
Roethlisberger's my QB. I do have Cook. I have some holes on the O line. But D line is bad. So if I could, of course, this is not a good draft for D line. So
Right.
I'm just gonna go. I have some good pass rushing outside linebackers, and I have Kendrick in the middle. Got Lattimore, and that's about it on defense.
Well, it's better than what I got. I traded everything away.
You did trade everything. What picks do you have now? Do you have a lot of firsts?
All right, so let's look at that.
Yeah. Oh, I have it.
Let me share my screen.
Yeah, I have it here too, I think. And I have the other draft open too because I always like to compare it.
Yeah,
Uh,
I have well here's what I did. So I took okay, so here's the SOMSFA draft.
all
I've
right.
got I've got 17th and 20th in the first round. I got no second round pick from
Okay.
contending last year, but then I
Yeah.
got three thirds,
All right.
two fourths, three fifths, um,
So you
just
looking
one.
to trade those away, or you gonna build? That's not the
Oh no,
dentist
no,
style.
I'm all about the young players thing.
Okay,
So
cool.
hold on, I was gonna see if Anthony wanted to join us too.
Oh, he's mad at me.
Uh,
I wouldn't trade him Carson Wentz. Oh. Hey, while you're typing, if you can multitask, do you have a new file out for Battle Royale?
let me do that right now.
I think a couple of teams I beat are pissed because they haven't submitted the files yet.
Oh well, then put it up, push them out there. Let me see.
Well, I downloaded the new file, so I don't have I don't have them.
Well, they're going to be in your send directory. You can email them to
Yeah.
me.
Okay, I'll
So,
do
but
that.
let me just see if they're in here.
Yeah, I know I
So
played Miami and Rochester, so
I don't have any. Um, oh, do I? I do have. No, I have no Wisconsin ones.
really. Okay. I'll
So
send them to you.
go to your send directory.
Yeah, I'll send them to you later. All right. Yeah, Anthony and I were talking about the fourth pick for a while, but fell through.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah, I
Let me
don't think
see.
he's really mad, but
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to push up. So what do you have? Well, I see you as 8-4. That's not right.
no, I'm pretty sure I'm 10-4.
Okay. So which ones were the ones you're missing? Miami.
I, I know I played Miami. Here, I could send them to you now, and I know I played Rochester because Anthony. Neither one of the guys were very happy with the results.
Well, Rochester's. I have that result.
Oh, you
So that's
have
not
that
right.
one. Okay, I'll look for Miami.
So
I know.
I these are the ones that I have you as unplayed. Miami, Pittsburgh, Drickutt, Erie, and Dunedin.
Yeah, I've played. I haven't played Pittsburgh or Drake or whatever.
Yeah,
But
Erie, Dunedin, Dunedin, or
yeah, I don't know.
Miami.
I don't know how you say these names
I think
either.
it's Dunedin. I think it's Dunedin. Drickutt. I think it's Draycutt. Draycutt. That's probably what it is.
Yeah, where's Wisconsin at Miami? So let me send that to you. I just lose track after a while, you know.
Yeah, that's why I'm glad they're still in the send directory.
Yeah.
Then we can recover them.
Yep. So how's everything else going in your world, sir?
Good, good.
Good.
I mean, I feel somewhat prepared, but I haven't really, like, I don't mind sharing my stuff because I think the, the direction may not be exactly the same, but, I mean, at this point, with after one spring one already done and all the fall ones and this NFL season done.
Yeah,
There's like,
we have
you know,
everybody has an idea of what's going on.
yeah.
So, some changes. I know that I think Burrows has probably moved up a little closer to Herbert. I
Oh,
don't,
for sure.
I don't think he's passed him. Maybe he has. I don't know.
So this is like I have I can sort these
Uh huh.
either by my rankings or by like the rankings that I'll sort them right now by the SSFA rankings.
Okay.
That way we have them kind of like already. See, that's not the kickers and punters. See data sort, and we'll do by column G.
All right.
So that gives us the players in that order. Although obviously Taylor going number one is not going to be as
No.
common. So,
No.
like I was a little bit surprised that Melado went so early, just because of it being a 0-0.
Yeah, I'm looking at him at 14. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah,
He'd
I
be
don't
my
think he'll
number.
go too much lower, but I expected him to slip a little bit because some people focus on the year.
Yeah, I think he might be the number 2 tackle off the board.
Yeah, after Worst.
Yeah, I'm reading some really horrible things about Becton. So.
Oh no, that's who I
Yeah,
wanted
I
within
know
the.
you drafted him, but I guess somebody says he's up to 400 pounds and he's not doing his rehab, and so
Oh no, like I gotta see that.
yeah, I'm hoping that I was thinking about taking him at 14. Hey, Otis, stop.
Oh my God, you're right. No wonder he slipped.
Yeah. All right, that's all I can find. So I think maybe I have the other ones to play, but there you go. I sent you that one. So let's get back to business. Yeah.
Well, he still looks pretty good. That's 370.
Yeah, but I guess his work ethic has always kind of been an issue, but I don't know. We'll
Right.
see. He's just a monster of a man, and he's pretty athletic for that size. So
Right.
anyway, so where do you want to start, man?
Okay.
Who do you want to
So,
start with?
well, maybe we should like go through and pick out anybody that you think that shouldn't have gone as high as they did in
You mean
SSFA.
surprises? Yeah.
Yeah, like guys that we maybe want to move down a little bit. Like Willie Gay had bad ratings,
Right.
but he went. Is that he went 23rd.
Yeah, I'm
Do you think
looking
he's
at
still going to go that high?
not if I had that pick. I'm looking, and I think I am not a Jalen Hurts fan. I mean, let me just say that now.
Right.
And him going at 7, oof.
Yeah, you could really see him being out replaced at some point.
Yeah. And I think Tua's probably going to move up now that they got the new quarterback guy, the guy that the new coach who says he's all in on Tua. We'll see how that goes.
Right.
But,
I don't really mind because I'm not going to pick.
Yeah.
I'm not going to pick a quarterback high.
Well, if Tua's there at 14, I'd be tempted.
Yeah, of course.
I thought Antoine Winfield went late.
Right.
I think he should have been a little bit higher.
Right.
You got all the wounded running backs. I liked your pick, AJ Dillon, there at 24. I think that was a steal.
Yeah. Hey, Anthony.
I don't.
Hey, guys.
So
hey,
we're just,
Anthony.
Butch and I do this just about before every draft that we're in. We've been doing it lately, just talking about it, even though we're like sharing information. At this point in the spring, after one spring draft and the full NFL season, I don't think there's any secrets to be had. So we're just talking about this. These are the picks ordered by how they went in SSFA.
Yeah.
And we're just trying to figure out like who went where they should have, who shouldn't have, gone that high, that kind of thing.
Sure.
So you trade that pick yet, Anthony?
No, not yet.
Yeah, Butch said you're mad at him. He wouldn't, go for that.
I was just so preoccupied. I apologize.
That's okay. That's okay. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I wouldn't anticipate much action in the top
Yeah.
10 tomorrow, but you never know when somebody has a guy they want,
Yep.
for
Right.
whatever reason. We fall in love with players. We do. If you have somebody in another league and you've grown attached to them and they're sitting there, you might want them and you might go
Yeah.
for it. Yeah.
So what's your direction, Anthony? Are you building or competing?
Well, with Deshaun Watson, I think it's anybody who has Watson in a spring league, now that we know he didn't play during the season, finds themselves in a pretty interesting position, an unusual position, right? Because I know very few guys that just live and die for this year.
Right.
And I'm not one of them either, of course. So, got to worry about quarterback next year. Don't want to spend too high of a pick on that, thinking that Watson's going to be worth something down the line. And so you don't want to, you don't rely on having to cash out on whatever quarterback you might take high later and assume that you're going to get a
Right.
one back for him one day, especially in this draft. Probably not going to happen. So,
Right.
it's as far as quarterback goes, I've decided that it's a lower priority, and that I sort of, especially given this draft class and my position, my position is unfortunate. I never tank games, and I imagine those that do
Yeah.
would never admit it if they did.
Right.
But it's like, here I am at 4. It's like if I was at 3 and even had a Jonathan Taylor card in my pocket, I could easily cash that in for a quarterback that might be a part of a Watson trade, even, right? It would have
Right.
opened up all sorts of possibilities. But at 4, no, don't have that. So it's mostly about making this roster that I inherited last year, filling it in, making it more my own,
Right.
And the Butch and I were talking about a deal. I guess I won't go into the details, but it would have, it wasn't going to bring me any like good starters, but it would have given me the depth to sort of make the team my own,
Right.
and begin to shape it. So, and I have that vehicle. I have a lot of picks in this draft. So, via that vehicle, I look to build up offensive line, look to build up wide receivers, look to build up defensive backs. So an offensive line. So it's a nuts and bolts draft for me, most likely.
Makes a lot of
Anthony,
sense.
have you gotten any offers for Deshaun Watson?
Yeah, a few.
I mean,
but
good ones. I mean,
well, it's got to be the right dance partner, right?
yeah.
The ideal dance partner, and no, the ideal dance partner has not shown up, is somebody who wants to play hard for this year, has call it a top 10, 5 to 12, not top 5, maybe 6 to 12 quarterback, and is willing to trade themselves into my position of wondering what they're going to do for next year, just because their team is so good this year that they're willing to they want to get that upgrade to number 1-ish, right, with Watson.
Yeah.
That's the ideal person. And no, they haven't shown up yet.
Yeah, I traded to
Others
farm.
have.
I traded to farm for him in one of my spring leagues, and so far 2-0. So we'll see how it goes.
Yep.
Yeah, I think you have to be happy that he at least looks like it's going to be maybe a 1-year thing, and maybe he'll be back on the field at some point next year.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what Mike Florio article you read. He seems to cover him the closest.
Yeah.
And every day it's sort of a twist and turn. It's one day he's going to be traded to Minnesota or Tampa. The next day, if he doesn't settle these 22 suits, then nobody's going to want him, and he's got to settle all 22. And once the 22 suits know that he needs to settle them, and then it's that much harder to settle them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
I think he's going to play next year. I'm pretty confident in that. So I don't think you need to worry. But anyway, where are we at, Dennis? What do you want? What do you want to run through first, sir?
Well, I think did you?
We're still talking about the hits and miss, or the surprise
the guys
picks.
the guys that should be dropped in our list because they shouldn't have gone that high because guys were going more for the year. Like, for example, Michael Walker, not starting. Tom picked him like 28th overall.
Yeah.
I'm going to drop him down on my list. I have him down like at 75.
Yeah. I said like Jalen Hurts. We already talked about that.
Yeah, that was an interesting pick in that draft, wasn't it? You guys already talked about it. Then don't go back over it. But yeah, I think that stuck out to a lot of us.
Was. And I'm not looking at the teams that picked them, so I don't mean to offend anybody. So please don't let them. But we talked about Willie Gay.
Again, I think that even with that one, like Jay acknowledged, it was more for the year. It wasn't something that he was looking for the long term, but he needed that, and it's such a shortage at that position.
Yeah, such a shortage. A shortage.
Queen's another one. Queen's still on the board, on the fence. I'm on the fence with him still because, he puts up tackles, but he just doesn't get the ratings. So I don't know what's going on with him.
Right, and even Jordan Brooks. I mean, he's another one that great tackles, but his PFF ratings are terrible. Which surprises me because he's one more for the future. He might get another 0.4, 0.5 type rating again.
Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that.
Who knows? Who knows? I mean, is the coverage rating the only thing they're using? Like we've talked about before, that maybe Strat has another source like True Media or something like that they're using that would influence those. So
like I said, the wounded running backs, you never know. I don't know where you want to take those guys. Dobbins. If you're going for this year, Dobbins is a card that you want to have for sure.
Right, but Dobbins and Akers and stuff like that. Maybe if all three of us are more building for the futures, maybe it's the halfback position is the one I want to fill last because I don't want to be like Anthony said, where you wind up with Taylor and you wind up going 9-7 because
Taylor,
even though you had none of the other positions, you're like you just dominated with that one.
One of the running backs that I liked that kind of dropped, actually two of them that dropped more than I thought in this draft was I like Swift. I mean, he's going to be a heck of a receiver out of the backfield, and I like Edwards-Helaire. I think he's going to take time to develop. But anyway, we're not talking about running backs.
Well, we can. I mean, that like a guy like Dylan is perfect for a rebuilding team.
I think
use
so.
him according to league rules. If you think like I think that he's like a mini Derrick Henry or possibly that could be something that pays off down the road.
Yeah.
And you sit here in the spring and a lot of the pieces of the puzzle are figured out for us, but there's new pieces of the puzzle that emerged that are not filled in, right? That we didn't know in the fall, right? We had inklings about where Rodgers might go and what might happen, but now for a lot of these teams, you're looking for continuity of teams, right? When you think about just jumping back to Patrick Queen, or you think about AJ Dillon, even or others, right? Well, there's continuity in Baltimore's defense. There's continuity in that head coach, continuity in that offense too. That makes an investment in Queen, I think, a little bit more reasonable. When you think about an investment in Dillon, I mean, you better really believe in the player because that situation could be in high flux. We don't know.
Sure.
What is Green Bay facing another 70s and 80s here if period if they can't land Rodgers, what's going to happen to that team? What's going to happen to the Rams? And I think that's true for all the Rams. I think it's a big wrinkle with the Rams. Do you want to invest in the Rams because you have no idea what that team's going to be in a year and a half?
Right.
And as far as these running backs go in particular, and there's only one guy in the Deshaun Watson position, so I shouldn't speak to it too much. But for somebody like that, though, which is my position, it's maybe you do invest in an Akers or a Dobbins because next year may not be the year anyway without Watson. So you get those guys at a discount. Even Judy, you'll get a little bit of a discount for that reason, a little bit, right? Maybe those are good investments for those that know that next year is not the year.
Yeah. Right. I think we talked before on the previous one that I wasn't a big fan of Andrew Thomas going that high to the tackles. I think everybody likes Jordan Mailata the way he's graded out. Wirfs, of course, is grade A platinum. You can't go wrong with him. So those are the kind of pieces. Butch mentioned that Becton had some bad press on him being up like really heavy in weight, up to 370 pounds or something like that, not rehabbing, not putting in the work ethic. So that explains why he dropped to the bottom of the second.
Yeah.
But
you know who's dropping like a rock, and I'm still trying to figure out why, is Isaiah Simmons, middle of the second round. I mean, he's been first round everywhere else. So
again, I think it has to do, like, let me find him here. It has to do with his ratings. Like,
yeah.
the PFF ratings were weak, even though with the naked eye, I think there he is. So yeah, he all the way down to 38. That's crazy. But 40 against his 48 run defense. Coverage was a 56.9. If Strat's only using PFF, that's not going to be a good card. You know what I mean? Is he going to improve over the 4.04 he got last year? Maybe, maybe not. So, I know you can't depend on that solely for that, but it sure seems to have a big influence.
It does. And what better tool do we have? I mean,
right.
we don't have a better tool, but better single tool. And the fact that Strat uses as much as it does, I mean, it's going to be a guiding light. It just has to be. I mean, we read articles, we do all those things, and all those are important, right? But I agree with the fact that you have them there in column, whatever column you have, all those columns dominated by PFF ratings. I think that's the right way to look at it. I really do.
Right. Yeah. So because there were so many different ones, I have them broken. Like, this is the ratings for defense, halfback, wide receiver, offensive line, and quarterback. So,
and I don't mean to digress too much here, but I interesting, watching a lot of the shows that Dennis, you put together, others put together, there almost seems to be a resentment in the Strat community towards PFF, that it's created this shortcut for all these owners who got into a routine of doing their homework a certain way, and now there's the Cliff Notes version is out there for everybody to see, and so you sort of see this anti-PFF sentiment across these preview shows and whatnot, and I think that has a lot to do with it. Here are the Cliff Notes, everybody, right there, and you don't have to do your homework quite the way that we've done it for the last 15 years.
Yeah, it's a certain group of coaches for sure, and some they always point to the anomalies where PFF had like a strange player ranked at the top of the tight end list or something like that, but I think they've gotten better about that. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we can look at certain positions too. Like, if we're building the defensive line, like, let's talk about the defensive line. I think I have Derek Brown marked here. I thought he went pretty late.
So did I. Yeah.
In the
I
other
thought
draft.
that was late. Yep. I thought that was late for him. Raekwon Davis is dropping a lot too.
Right. Which
his numbers weren't that good.
He didn't play that much, did he? Or no, he did.
Yeah.
I guess he played 14 games.
Yeah, and DJ Wanham, I think DJ Wanham's going to be like a 0-7 guy. I don't think he's going to be anything against a run. But he'll have some pass rush there.
Grinnard went high. I also look at like players that certain coaches drafted. Like NFL Ed picked Grinnard and Christian Fulton. So right away when Ed picks those guys, and Xavier McKinney, like that tells me, okay, keep an eye on those guys, because usually, when he takes guys, they usually turn out okay. Yeah, and that's my experience.
Well, McKinney is one of those PFF guys. He gets good scores, PFF scores. And
yeah, it's 78 coverage rating.
Yeah.
Definitely, it's a tactic. I look at who you take, Dennis. Let's take a look who Ed took.
I'm just copying everybody else. So don't pay attention to mine.
Well, you seem to have success.
Please don't look at my drafts. Never.
So who else is there from the DT or NT? Like Brown and Raekwon Davis is who we touched on. We can do the defensive ends later.
What about Matabuke? I mean, I heard he was hyped. I got him in the 4th round. I don't know if he's going to pan out or not. But
yeah, he certainly could be a very good player down the road. But his ratings again were kind of weak.
And I got Epinesa too, who I don't know what he's going to be. He's just got no place to play right now, I don't think.
Yeah, the Buffalo
So,
defensive end. Yeah.
yeah. But it's not a good draft for defensive
Yeah.
line. You know,
Linebacker.
it's weak.
That explains it. What about the two nose tackles, Pierre Tart for the Titans and Deshaun Hamilton? Is it Davon Hamilton? Davon Hamilton for Jacksonville. Again, guys that didn't grade well, but I've
Yep.
seen sometimes you get a surprise 4 or 5. I think
Yeah.
because of the way Strat cards the team, they have to bump those guys up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, nose tackles are always a premium. They're almost like souped up cornerbacks because they're a dying breed anyway. And
Right.
and you know, they're always going to get a premium, and it's so tricky. It's so tricky on 4-3, 3-4 designations these days, and
Yeah.
being able to project where those defenses are going, which is an important consideration.
Switching over to DBs, since you mentioned that, Okuda is another guy. I just see him pop out here. Okuda and Donovan Wilson went back to back in SFFA. One has a great rating, a murky future, and the other one has no rating and maybe a positive future, being the 3rd overall pick. So, what do you think about Okuda? And is that somebody you're targeting for like a rebuilding team?
Where did he go in SFA?
He went at 78, which is 3rd round, right? Yeah, third or top of 4. 24 times.
Yeah, he's a 4th round, right after. Yeah,
top of 4.
I like Okuda. You know, and he has a defensive-minded coach now that might help him. He's got to stay healthy. That's the key, I think.
Yeah.
You know, he has no health issues. I'm not that familiar with the other guy, Wilson. But,
well, he's a 5, and he actually wound up playing more than I thought he would.
The safety, yeah.
Yeah.
He's a cowboy. I'm sorry.
Right.
I'd be happy with Okuda at that slot. That's for sure.
Yeah, if you get a 5 in the 4th round, why not? You know.
Oh, Okuda and Wilson. Yeah, I guess that was a good spot for both of them.
And Wilson's not. I think he's like 27. He's not horribly old.
Right.
So.
What about C.J. Henderson, the other cornerback that went late? I guess he went bottom 3.
Bottom of 3. He's got to he's got to get his head straight. I think he's got all the talent in the world. And you know what? He was a real high pick in the NFL draft. I think his problem's his head. Somebody I would take a flyer on for sure. This is a very heavy secondary draft. So
I think there's not a lot of sure things, and you just got to get lucky with some of these guys.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking for a wide receiver or a defensive back, this is your draft.
Yeah. I was just looking at the SSFA we had in the top 60. The 2 position groups that dominated, you had DBs at 11, and then wide receivers were, offensive linemen.
Yeah.
There's so many positions there were 13. And then receivers in the top 60 went, 9. So those were your three groups. And not that it's a stellar O-line group, but it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Right.
But those are the 3 positions where there's depth. So and that makes an Okuda those sorts of guys.
Drop a little
potentially, bit. Yeah, it makes some pretty interesting values down there.
So tackle seems to be deepest back on offensive line. I'm looking at Hennessy right here for centers. What other centers were there in the draft? Was he the top center?
Oh man.
First one off the board was was Hennessy, right? And then you had Cushenberry.
Oh, Cushenberry, yeah.
58.
Right after that.
Yeah. And then Musfer at
Ruiz
62.
is a guard now, I guess. So
right, and he didn't have great ratings either.
No, and then you got Biadasz. He's got no rating this year, but he went early 4. Tyler Biadasz.
He went
right.
72.
I only know him because he's a Badger.
Right.
Yeah, I need a center this year, and it's slim pickings. Certainly to get any help this year, it's very slim pickings.
And then for the guards, like it was Ezra Cleveland was the number one guard, right?
He was number one
Oh,
on
number
my
two.
board. Yeah.
He
But,
was the
Jackson.
second one off the board.
Yeah.
Jonah Jackson and then Ezra Cleveland. And then you have Ruiz. I guess those are the top three there.
yeah, I might have switched Jackson and Cleveland myself. That's just my,
You like Jackson better?
No, I like Cleveland better.
I do too. The ratings are pretty similar for both of them, though.
Yeah.
I could see, going. And then I think, well, I guess I was going to say Minnesota's a better running team, but Detroit's not that much different. So,
No.
So yeah, that can go.
They both had so years, but
Yeah.
and I saw him at 34. Guys who had better years went behind him.
Right.
But you weren't going to get this year's. You get the 4-5 with Cleveland, which vaults him up. But he had a so year this year. You had guys with better years, not necessarily at guard, but at other positions go behind. It all depends on what you're playing for.
Yeah. Ben
There's
Powers.
a drop off. There was a drop off from 29, which is on. Sorry, pronounce his name for me. The guy from New England.
Onwenu.
Yeah, that's sort of put a line right there. After him.
Oh, I guess he would be the number one guard if you think about it, because even though he's ready to tackle, he's slated to play guard for them, I think.
Yeah,
that's right. Put a line because you got good ratings. You've got some decent this year help as well from him on up. Below that, you sort of have to pick this year or next year.
Yeah.
Right. Makes sense.
Well, I tell you, during this draft, when they were having that big conversation about Onwenu being picked and there was the big controversy, I was sitting there going, because I wanted him bad, and I was hoping they'd rescind it and get somebody else, and I got lucky, man.
Oh yeah, you snagged him when they got that undid that trade.
Yeah.
So.
And I wasn't.
You don't like to. Oh, sorry, go ahead. But
no, go ahead.
I think you don't like to give away too much, obviously, in a show like this. But just to emphasize that line, I mean, you want to get the sixth guy out of that group. If you get the sixth guy out of that group, you're in good shape. It's like it's getting the least expensive house in a really really good neighborhood, right?
Right.
And so that's the neighborhood you want to live in if you're looking for a lineman. You don't necessarily want to burn the top 10, maybe on any of them. I guess Wirfs went what, 6?
Yes. Yeah, he went 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting Wirfs and Onwenu, I think, was key to my rebuild in that league. So, because the other thing I need is linebackers, and there was no linebacker worth taking at 6 at all.
No, not that high. Not in this one.
So again, it'll just like SOMSFA. I'm a middle of the road team, so I'm going BPA. That's all I can do is try to get the best player available. To be honest, after the 3rd or 4th round, this draft becomes a kind of a crapshoot anyway.
Yeah, even more than normal, especially in the spring.
Yep.
One. I think that what Anthony said too, though, is like you have your, like, I don't know, top 28 or 29 players, and then after that, anybody you get from that point on until maybe the bottom of the 4th are kind of like similar in a way. You know what I mean, quality wise.
Yeah, it's hard for somebody a good player to drop because everybody knows what he did. So
it's interesting. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Your turn. Go ahead.
It's just kind of a crapshoot after that. That's when I just start taking players that I think will develop and hope they develop, and some hit, some miss. But in this draft, I think that's the best we can do. Our best I feel like I can do where I pick.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So, well, I was only going to spend just about an hour on this. Is there anything else that you guys wanted to like bring up, talk about? Guys, you have questions about that you wanted a second opinion on?
I think it's just like I said. I am going in. I have my players listed. I'm going to take the highest one on my board, and if I need them or not, this is the kind of draft that is. So,
do you guys want to?
Go ahead.
Rich. I'm sorry. No, sorry. I thought you were done.
No, I think I know what you're going to say, and I like what you're going to say.
Do you want to predict the top 5? Have you already
There
done
you
that?
go. I think that'd be great. I would love to do that.
You
But we have
want to do
keep
just
that
a
in-
mock?
yeah,
Want to do a
keep
mock
that
of
in
the first round?
Yeah, we can. I'm good with that.
Sure.
We could do that to end it up.
And you could post it, Dennis. And everybody could throw darts at you.
There you go. Sounds good. Hold on. Let me pull up the roster.
I got the rosters. Who's won now?
Okay, I have the draft order here. So
That's
here's
where I'll
the
fall
order.
on my face here. Is I don't have a good command of what everybody's going to take, but we'll do the best we can.
Okay, so do you want to like somebody take the first one, somebody take the second one, somebody take the third one, like just take turns, or
Yeah, we
you
can
want
do
to-
that. That's fine.
Yeah, that'll keep the time down. Just don't give me number 1 because I don't want to pick 4 in this little mock.
Got it.
Let's go alphabetical. Let's go alphabetical.
Okay,
Oh no, that would give you 1 and 4.
I'll go first.
Okay.
So just obviously Vegas is number 1. They got to need a quarterback, right? And then
They got Baker. He's shopping him now.
yeah, but I don't think that's going to stop him from taking Herbert. So I would go with Justin Herbert,
Yeah.
number 1.
You think he'll take Herbert over Burrows now, or which way do you think he'll go?
I still think so. Even though, like you said, the gap's gotten a lot closer. I don't think that you can argue with the way Herbert looks. He just is a stud.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that gives Ed number 2, right?
Right.
He's not going to be upset about getting Burrows. So
Yeah, I agree with that. Hold on, let me. Where is my? I want to get the rosters over here, so I know I'm going to need to. There we go. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to put this over here on this side so I can check the rosters out, and we'll put Burrows there. Okay, so Mr. Joe Cool. I guess I should put his first name in too. Okay, so Washington.
Washington. Can you pull up Washington's squad?
Yeah, so I'll do that.
I think we know the answer here, but just want to make sure.
yeah, and I think you'd be very happy with that answer.
Yeah. Okay, that's an obvious answer there. Okay, so the obvious guy will be taken there.
Okay. And you can't argue with that. I mean, he's just he's
I
really
don't
put those doubts to end, or into those doubts, or whatever. Okay, so this is Anthony. So I think Anthony. I mean, I know that. Are you in the Atlanta area, Anthony?
No.
Okay, but I know that
I just wanted to be up toward the top. I wanted to be toward the top of the spreadsheet. Was the whole idea.
Okay, got it. But I know that it seems like you've been Atlanta in other leagues too. Am I wrong?
Well, the USFL, I had
That's
Atlanta
where it
from
was.
2007 all the way to 2020.
All right, I
In
got
a
it.
stock league,
That was just a stock league team assignment.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, I got to think I do like AJ Terrell there. So we'll throw him to you.
Yeah, it's either him or Jefferson, honestly, for me. I mean, that's probably what it comes down to. And I could use Jefferson. If you look at my receivers, you'll see, there's Allen there, and he needs a mate.
Right.
And
but you might be able to get a good one in the second round.
It's a deep
as
wide
good.
receiver, right?
Yeah.
You just don't want. Here's the assessment, right? It's really this simple. Do you think Justin Jefferson's a Hall of Famer or not? That's really what it comes down to. Is if you think he's a potential Hall of Famer, then it's difficult to pass on a potential. Versus AJ Terrell, who I think if you had to guess, you would give Jefferson the nod as potential Canton material. So that's the only hesitation. You don't want to pass on Hall of Famers.
Got it. Okay, so I'll mark them down for you.
Yep.
All right, that's over to you, Butch.
Okay, who's up?
You are with Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. All
so
right.
Bob has aging QB in Rivers, Glennon, and Chase Daniels. So got to think that might be a priority for him.
Yeah, is that just too high?
He needs an offensive tackle.
Is that too high for Tua, though? That's the question.
And he has nothing on the defensive line.
Yeah.
Only one.
I think
even secondary help too.
Yeah, I think Bob might be in a BPA position as well. I'll be honest
Right.
with you.
Yeah.
So I'm going to think the best player on the board right now is Jefferson.
Okay.
Like, he would look nice across from Godwin too.
I like that. And he does. I think he seems to be going for those ones that are more flashy too, like you see it in the Sports Center highlights type of thing.
It's just a little early for Tua.
All right. So Baltimore. That goes over to Anthony. Let's take a look at Baltimore.
Take a look at Baltimore.
So Dave, he's a good drafter.
He doesn't
He's looking-
need Tua. He doesn't need a running back.
He's got
Let's check out his
Rodgers
quarterback.
and Henry, Aaron Rodgers,
Yeah.
and Derrick Henry. As
Absolutely loaded team. Absolutely loaded team.
How did he get that pick?
That's a good question. Did they?
Jeez.
Let me see. What was their record last year?
Oh, he's the guy that's shopping Moses. I don't think wasn't he shopping Morgan Moses?
Oh, that's a tip off.
It is.
Yeah,
So-
maybe he's looking at Wirfs.
Yep.
But I mean, no, that's his spot, right?
He is
just-
loaded.
That's where he ended the season. He didn't trade for it. He just had a bad year last year.
Wow.
So is it? I think you can take Diggs off, right? Because I think he's pretty. I don't have him up,
Yeah.
but I think he's got a pretty nice defensive backfield.
He's got Marcus
So-
Peters and Jalen Ramsey. So
So he might be thinking with Peters. He might be thinking about covering that off because
I get
Peters may have seen
Yeah.
his last decent rating. Then you have
True.
then of course the tackle situation. Then what's his Chase Young need look like?
He's got
he's
Jordan,
supposed to-
Cameron Jordan, and Ndamukong Suh.
and he's
And
rehabbing.
he's been shopping
yeah.
Sue too. So I need to really see what he's got for starters because he's going to have to. He needs somebody to contribute this year. You have this team. You have all time cards with Henry. There's you need to go all out this year. I assume you got Moses.
He would love it. He would love it if Justin Jefferson somehow slipped here.
Oh yeah.
That would be a perfect pick for him.
But
Yep.
it's too high for CD Lamb. Well, maybe not. I mean, maybe CD Lamb's his guy.
But he's shopping Sue and shopping Moses. So those are your.
Yeah.
You
Did
got
he
to
trade? Did he trade Jordan, or was it Hayward? One of the Camerons got traded.
Yeah, no, he's still there.
Okay.
Let me give you a pick here. Hold on. Let me just head over to the rosters and just give him one quick look. Denver selects. Just want to see who he's starting at tackle.
He's Baltimore. He's
Oh,
Denver.
Baltimore. Yeah, right. Denver in the other league. Thank you. Moses. And
Dude,
he's
he
got
is
Whitworth. So along the defensive line, could he use Chase Young? Young's rated as end, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He could use Young. He's got zeros there, guys. So
Well, he's got Sue and Jordan, but yeah, he could use
Yeah.
a replacement for Sue. Sue's not getting any younger.
yeah, and Jordan's what 0-4. You're talking about Deion Jordan? Who did he
Cameron
trade-
Jordan.
did he
Cameron
trade-
Jordan.
Cameron
did he
Jordan.
trade for him? Did he trade for him?
Oh,
Yeah,
he's on his roster.
He got traded. I don't know if it.
Oh, then that was it. Hold on, let me
If he
check.
traded for him or traded him away.
Yes. So he got it. He got him
Ah.
for his next year's #1 pick.
Oof.
Really? Okay. And what does Jordan give him for ratings?
6'8".
All right. Well, all right then. Let's go with Wirfs because he could use some help at tackle, pass block.
Yeah.
No doubt. He's got 2 4s sitting there right now. Whitworth is a 7. Okay. So
Whitworth's retiring, right?
yeah, let's go with Wirfs.
Sounds good. All right, so Cleveland's up next. That's back to me.
Oh, he's got Remmers there too. Oh, I don't know. He's loaded.
Do you want
He is loaded. I'm telling you.
to switch it to Jonathan Allen?
You mean
Not
Chase Young.
Yeah, Chase
Is-
Young. Sorry.
if he's shopping Sue, that's why he's shopping Sue. So
Right.
maybe he can let him go. Maybe let's assume he makes a draft day deal, gets rid of Sue, and gets Chase Young.
Okay, so let's put that in there. Because I think he'll also like that he went Young went third in the
Yeah.
fall draft, and he got him, later at a discount kind of.
Boy, luxury shopping there for Dave.
I
Yeah.
tell you, yeah.
Well, speaking of Dave, now it's Dave Scott with Cleveland. He has Josh Allen, Aaron Jones, Antonio Brown, Deontay Johnson. He's got a great offensive line, so I don't see him needing the tackle. Let's look in the D line. Man, he would be a good one to go splurge on a 1-year Raekwon Davis thing, because he needs help there. He also needs help at outside linebacker really bad.
Yeah, there's not a lot of help there. I mean, immediate. I mean, long-term, immediate, whatever.
I'm going to give him CD Lamb.
Yeah,
I think that's a good fit.
I was looking at his receivers too, and Antonio Brown's back in the asylum, and
exactly. So, all right, he'll worry about the defense later.
Yeah.
Okay, so Arizona is up next.
Arizona. Oh, what does he need? Well, he probably could use a young QB, but
Perfect
again,
spot.
is this too young? Oh, too quick for Tua?
I don't know. It might be good because, like you said, the new coach there and everything.
Yeah. I mean, he's set at running back pretty much. He's set at receiver.
Weak at linebacker, but everybody is weak at linebacker.
Everybody is, yeah. His defensive line is 6s across the board. I think this might be Tua, guys.
Yeah, I like that.
That would be Tua's highest known draft position, right? That we've seen so far. In any
no, he went 7th in the SSFA, right?
Well, I took him 4th in S28.
Okay. Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, 14th in SSFA.
Yeah.
Tagovailoa. That's close enough, right?
Yeah, I just put Tua.
Okay, good enough. Okay, so now we are to Pittsburgh. So Anthony, let's look at Pittsburgh roster.
Going down to Pittsburgh. Pitt. All right.
Ron Martin.
Defensive back situation.
Oh,
I guess we're thinking about Trayvon Diggs a little bit here.
Oh, man.
Big need at quarterback. Look at that.
He does need a quarterback.
Mm.
I just don't know if he'd take Hurts here.
He's hoping Tua slips.
Yeah,
I bet he is too.
Hurts is no better than Taysom or Brandon Allen. Can you play both in this league? I forget.
Yes.
So
for this year anyway.
Yeah. He also
if you
needs
could use the halfback, then yeah, Damian Harris might be your spot here.
Yeah, I would say it's going to be Hurts or Harris right now. Just look. Well, he really needs receivers too. Jeez, what did Ron do to his team?
Well, look at me. What did I do to my team? It happens all of us.
Yeah.
So Damian Harris, I think Taysom is actually an upgrade versus Hurts.
Yeah, I
that
agree.
fumble or not. Yeah.
All right, so that takes us to Detroit. Mick. It's got Stafford, Gordon, T.Y. Hilton, A.J. Green. Receivers a need there. He needs offensive line. Oh, he'd be jumping up and down if Tristan Wirfs is still here.
Yeah.
I'm going to give him that. Okay.
He needs a running back. He needs a lot.
Let's go to Cincinnati.
That's me.
Over. Yep. So
what the hell is he going to take?
Tannehill, Newton.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm not Cincinnati in this league.
No.
This is Jeff. So this is
Jeff Windlip.
Your pick, Butch, right?
No, I'm Houston.
I mean, your mock pick.
My pick. Yeah, I'm looking. He could use help at running back. Is he set to win though? I mean,
no, but his receivers are a mess.
Yeah, they are. His receivers are bad. His O line's okay, and his D line's okay.
Great linebackers.
Yeah, he's for this league. And he's got defensive backs. So. I don't know. Do you think he's a
running back card?
Yeah, you think he's a Dobbins guy? Yeah. Who's the receiver that would go now? I mean, Ayuk?
Judy.
Higgins, Judy.
And
Yeah.
T. Higgins, AU,
Way too early.
Pittman. Yeah.
I think this is like a James Robinson, Antonio Gibson
There you go.
type card. You know, like just a good receiver that you can pound with.
Yeah.
Or Dobbins. Dobbins is another good one. Wherever you
Yeah.
want.
But I don't know if he's in a win right now situation. So,
Well, with that defense, I think he's going to try. That defense, offensive line.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, Dobbins might be the pick then. I mean, he's got a monster card, that's for sure.
all right, we'll scratch him in then.
Yeah.
Okay, Indy.
Indy. Let's see. This is me or you, Dennis?
You, I think.
Me, okay. Let's see. We will go with.
He's been dying. He's
there's
been
another-
bugging me about. He's been bugging me about a corner. So.
Well, and then I mean, Trayvon Diggs is the best out there, I would say.
Yeah.
Hold on.
He has decent corners, of course, as you can see there.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Carr, Singletary, Boyd.
Check the O-line real fast here.
A lot of sevens.
Yeah, nice O-line. Costanzo's gone now.
Hang on, I'll be back as my son's calling me.
Okay.
He's got some depth on the O-line. Carr. What's the receiver situation here? Tyler Boyd, Deshaun. He could use some help at receiver, couldn't he?
Yeah.
So maybe that's where we go here. But you don't like any of these guys at that pick. You know, you just don't. I'm not a big fan of. I'm sure he's not. He loves CD to fall this far, like he did in the other league.
Right.
I'm sure. But are you going to stretch that far for T. Higgins? You know, I mean, who looks like a tight end and who's going to be the second fiddle?
Right.
Second fiddles are not the worst spot to be, of course, as we all know.
Right.
You're not going to get the premier card, but you're going to get a pretty steady card. But you want to spend a top 10 pick on a steady card?
Probably not.
So do you just take the best available in Trayvon Diggs? I don't know. With 2-5 corners sitting there already.
Well, he's got a 5 and a 4. He's got Darius Phillips, Kendall Fuller. So.
Okay, I maybe have an outdated roster in front of me here. Well,
who do you have as the second?
Kyle Fuller and Kendall Fuller.
Dad, here's your killer fly.
All right, go for it. I don't see Fuller. I don't see the Kyle Fuller.
Well, if he's sitting on a 5 and a 4, then no doubt about it, Trayvon Diggs.
Okay, so it looks like he traded him recently. So he got David Onyemata, and he gave up Kyle Fuller and a 5th.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So he wanted to strengthen that defensive line.
Trayvon Diggs it is then.
Perfect.
Yeah, he was trying to get Darius Slay from me. So I figured that might be a good pick.
All right, that takes us over to you. No, back to me. Minnesota. Pacific Minnesota.
The other Dave. My Alaskan Dave. Oh, no, it's Tony. Oh,
It's
Dave
Tony.
had Baltimore. Yeah.
Okay, so it's got
right.
Prescott, Gallman. Oh, yeah, easy money here. Antonio Gibson or James Robinson.
Didn't he just trade Gallman or trade for him? I'm not sure. One of the two.
I think he just traded for him.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, but he also had some older receivers. And his offensive line's a mess.
Ooh, I'd take it out. I think he needs a tackle, offensive tackle. He can get he can get a running back in the second round.
So do we go Mailata here, or do we go like?
He might need a rating.
Yeah, he might need like Becton. I mean, I hate to say it, but Becton might be the guy there. But I still kind of like. Well, I guess you can get by with Madison and Gallman. Man, it's like all these teams you want to pick like 2 or 3 guys at once to fill multiple spots. Even Winfield would be a good.
I was going to say he's got a 1-6 and a bunch of 4s down there. But that offensive line, that's just scary looking.
Right.
Oof.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do Mekhi Becton. Damn the news. He needs
Yeah.
that rating. So, all right, that takes us to Houston.
Oh, that's me. Am I doing myself? I don't want to do myself.
All right.
Well,
I'll take
okay,
it.
then. Okay, yeah, let's do that then. You swap and
So, but you have Big Ben now, right? So
I do,
that's
yep.
covered off. Wouldn't be a bad thing to have another receiver, would it?
Never a bad thing.
Yeah, it looks like you could use some O-line help though, unless you made a trade I don't know about.
I did not.
All right, so let's go. Is Worf still out there? Did we
no,
No,
he's
if-
gone.
Okay, so after that is probably Mulata, right?
Yeah, and Butch is about best player available from what I hear. So
Yep.
he might
Mulatto
not care
would
about the
probably.
rating.
And it fills a
Mulatto,
need.
yeah, Mulatto would be a good pick. There's no D line there ready to go this early, so
Mulata it is.
Okay.
You take this one, Butch.
what team are we looking at?
We are looking at Green Bay.
Green Bay. That's close to Houston at least.
Scott.
They could use a quarterback. Although Minshew has a
Minshew
good
wins
card.
championships.
Yeah.
Well, you compare him with Hurts, and then you got the Eagles quarterback situation
Yeah.
covered for now.
That's like
Oh,
Baltic and Mediterranean.
Exactly.
O-line's okay. They could use a receiver. Got no D-line really. I mean, they could definitely use D-line. Linebackers are good for this league, 6'5", and he's got DBs. So I would the next best O-line or
Wait a minute.
receiver. What?
Oh, never mind. I thought for a minute there, I thought Chase Young hadn't gone yet. So I was like, what the heck? No, he did.
Yeah. So I would say here, even though I would never draft him, it would be Jalen Hurts or the next best. There's no D-line. I guess Montgomery's good enough to keep you in the game now, and he's got the carries. Man, this is a tough one. I want to say it's
Wide receivers kind of a need with Brown
Yeah.
news and then Chark out next year.
yeah. I'm just trying to think who might be. I don't know. I mean, if he's really wants to get a quarterback, and he doesn't take Hurts here, he's not going to get one unless he goes with Hinkie later on. So I'm going to give him a Hurts.
Okay.
I mean, like I said, I would never draft him, but the receiver depth is a lot. The receivers are a lot deeper than anything else in this, or than QBs for sure. Anyway.
All right. So I'm up with Joe G and the Giants, Jersey Joe. Okay. So I'm going to go with James Robinson here.
That was quick, Dennis.
Well, he's got Ronald Jones, Jamal Williams, Chase Edmonds. None of those guys are lead back type, and his team looks ready to compete now.
Yeah.
So linebackers are a bit of a mess, but he'll figure that out later.
Yeah.
You're not going to figure it out in this draft.
All right, so now it's my first pick. So I think it's Butch. But
Is it? All right. Who's Dennis going to take? What does Dennis need?
everything.
Everything. Oh. Ooh. Well, running back, wide receiver, offensive line. Wow. Dennis, what did you do?
Everybody got traded at a discount too. I think I gave up guys too cheaply.
Well, I can tell you who I don't think he's been picked yet, and I'm surprised. And I think you'd grab him as Antoine Winfield.
All right.
He's the best
Has he been-
available. Although Dennis has been sort of sharing his love for Dylan here for a while. But that's quite a stretch for Dylan.
Yeah. All right, so New Orleans. This is now Anthony's.
New Orleans. What number pick are we on right now? I'm just on other screens. What number is this?
18th, 1.18.
18. Okay, and Hertz is gone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So gonna have to live with Daniel Jones, it seems.
Well, if you
could
can live with the
use-
fumbles, you'll be all right.
It's a good spot for Gibson, maybe.
Yeah, it looks like a Gibson.
Yeah,
spot.
I
Yeah.
think so too.
Yep. Gibson, or unless you want to stretch on Dillon, if you're thinking long term. But let's pencil Gibson in there.
Okay. All right, that's back to me for Chicago. Matt Ryan, Chris Carson, Frank Gore. So he needs a running back. Maybe not.
Robinson?
No, Robinson just went. I just gave him
Oh,
to
did
somebody
he?
else.
Okay.
Let's see what else though. Tackle, guard. He could use a guard, but there's. I'll go with the Onwenu here.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good pick.
I think that fits with.
That brings it to me, right? Who's up next?
That's me again.
Oh,
He's a tackle guard, but yeah.
okay. I'm not even going to roll to your team. Right now, I take A.J. Dillon.
Okay.
I like him a
Okay.
lot more than most, but I think that's a good pick right there.
All right, Dallas. That's going to be Anthony's pick.
Dallas. All right. Dallas, there they are. So Lamar, you could use some backs here in a hurry.
J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah.
J.K. and D.K. He's got the D.K. Metcalf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dobbins would be the obvious pick here.
He's pretty set everywhere,
You're sort of that Baltimore backfield.
All right.
Jackson Dobbins.
Yep,
Ricard.
he's kind of in a win now, so.
Okay, Chargers.
He'd be thrilled if Dobbins falls there.
Yeah, I think so too.
He would be ecstatic. That would be a real win for Jason.
So let's see.
Is it Paul again? No.
Yeah, Paul. Yep. He needs a guard. He's got good D line, usable linebackers, free safety, corner.
His
He's a
DBs
corner.
are usable, but
He needs a cornerback.
yeah.
What's the best cornerback left right now?
Oh, whoever.
We did Terrell and we did
Diggs.
So Jalen Johnson maybe.
Johnson's probably good.
Cameron Dantzler.
Ooh, might be a little early for Dantzler.
Or maybe he takes a wide receiver there because he could use a wide receiver too. Parker, Cooks. Is that where T. Higgins goes? Say Thomas, Leon, Thomas.
He could definitely use a wide out.
He could also, yeah. I'm gonna go with T. Higgins.
That's not a bad pick.
All right. Now Ed, Butch, you get to choose for.
Oh, this is always fun. Is it okay? So Ed, NFL Ed.
Now remember, he needs a quarterback, but he just picked Burrows.
He's got Burrows. Who's the running backs that are left? He could kind of use a running back.
You can piece that together.
Yeah,
Swift,
he's got
DeAndre Swift is the highest running back.
Yeah. John Brown, Debo's. Does he want to pair up Debo and Ayuk? That's a possibility.
That sounds right.
Yeah. His O line's good. His D line's okay. His linebacker's okay. Oh, he can use secondary too.
Well, he picked Xavier McKinney at 23rd overall in SOMSFA. Does he double dip? I think he likes to spread his guys around.
Yeah. So
maybe he goes Jalen Johnson.
Yeah, I would say Johnson would be a logical pick for him because he's got a 4 corner and a 0 corner.
Got it.
So.
Okay, we'll put that in there. All right, Anthony. That takes us to you and your. Oh, it's your team.
Oh.
Oh, that's not good. Why don't you pick San Francisco's pick, and then Butch can take for you.
We can go with Butch's. You just picked for San Fran, right? Go with that.
Yeah. Do you want to change it?
We'll do a group pick for you, Anthony. How's that?
Alrighty.
Who's the best player left on the board?
Let's see. So Atlanta. We penciled you in for AJ Terrell. So still need running
He
back.
He could use one of the tackles, one of the OTs.
Yeah. Who's left?
His tackle, safety, wide receiver.
Jedrick Wills.
Yeah, that's it. That's the pick. Jedrick Wills. Good long term. I like that. All right. Well, there you go, guys.
Cool.
Nice.
Always fun, guys.
So I will post this up, and we'll shut the broadcast down. I don't know if I'll put the broadcast up. Maybe I'll save that for after the draft. Not that there's anything, like I said, there's no secrets here, but we kind of rambled on different things, and some people might take it as criticism on some of the things we did. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should we post the video too, or no?
No, just post. Oh, go ahead.
I like transparency. So whatever. But I'm.
Yeah, either way.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then let's do that.
Cool.
Although I am showing a lot of PFF pay for ratings. I don't know if I'll get dinged for that. So.
You might.
Oh, I know what I'll do. I know what I'll do. I'll cut off, and I'll just do the draft as we're doing the draft.
Okay.
How's that
there
sound?
you go. Yeah,
I'll
that'll
just
work.
put that part up. Okay, perfect. All right, guys. Thanks a bunch. I'm gonna shut.
All right, guys. Good night. Have a good evening. See you tomorrow.
Take care.